Hey, what's up YouTube? Another quick check-in here. Eric with driverlineup.com. Look at this. Here's my truck right there. The rest area in Arizona. This is a Meteor Crater rest area, which a lot of you are probably familiar with. I just shot some drone footage for this week's vlog, and it is amazing. I don't usually start driving this early. I did 500 miles last night. Jenna did 500 miles today, and we're like way ahead of schedule. We only have 320 miles to Vegas. So I figured I would just go ahead and start driving. Finish my 10. I got good sleep today, which is always hit and miss. For me, sometimes I don't sleep that well. It's because of the truck moving. If the truck's still, I sleep amazingly. But anyway, look at that. I mean, it's just God, I mean, it's just beautiful. You know how that's actually part of the reason I wanted to drive today, is because usually I start driving around 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. and then I'll drive until like 8 or 9 a.m. But with winter coming, I know that any chance of, since I drive at night, any chance of me being able to drive in some sunlight is about to end, because once the time changes, you guys know it gets dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock in some areas. So I want to take advantage of this, because this right here is, I love driving and this kind of stuff. Anyway, uneventful day. We actually came through. She didn't have any wind today. She said the most wind she had coming through the Texas Panhandle and New Mexico was about 15 miles per hour, which is, you gotta love that, especially when you only have 18,000 pounds in a trailer, because it can get pretty hairy coming through there. Anyway, as my title says, I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about something that I was reminded of whenever I saw Captain Bananas, who's a Prime driver, posted about locking his keys in his truck. And I'll try to link to the video below. I don't have my laptop out in the truck, and I'm just on a 30-minute break, so if I can get it in the description below using just my phone, I'll paste it in there so you can see his video. But he locked his keys in his Freightliner at a truck stop, I believe, in front of the fuel island, which would be terrible because everybody's waiting for you to get out of the way, right? And he came up with an ingenious way to get his keys out. He went inside and bought a CB antenna, and man, it's just so beautiful, and kind of fashioned it into a little hook that he could run into his through his window, because his window was cracked, and get his keys out. And it reminded me, just kind of reminiscing back when I first started with Prime nearly 2 years ago, on I think my second or third load, guys, I locked my keys in my truck, and it was terrible. And they say education's not free. This definitely had a cost associated with it. It was at a Walmart distribution center that I was delivering a load to, and it was one that you know, you drop your trailer at the door, and then you go park in the bobtail area, go inside, deal with your paperwork, all that good stuff. Well, I almost always have my, see right here? There's my keys. By the way, look at this. Some people I encounter love this shirt, some people hate it. Anyway, I always have my keys on my pants. In that particular instance, and you know, this is my third load, so I'm brand new, you know, I don't have a whole lot of experience. And I had taken a lock off the trailer when I dropped it into the door. And instead of just pulling the keys out of the lock, which I do now religiously, the keys come right out of the lock. I lock the lock back. I mean, before I get back to the truck, I set the keys, my spare keys that were in the lock, right inside my door, between the seat and the door. And I get out to go get the paperwork, and I push the door to close it, and I literally see my keys as the door clicks. I mean, I was like trying to stop the door, because it was like that second I realized, oh crap, I just locked my keys in the truck. And you can't do that with a Peterbilt, because and at first when I found this out about the Peterbilt, I was really annoyed about it. You have to, on the driver's side door, you can use the automatic locks to lock the truck, but on the driver's side door, you still have to lock it with a key. And that's why, it's to keep you from locking yourself out of the truck. First, I was really annoyed by that I had to go manually lock my door every time. But now, in hindsight, it's probably not a bad idea, and it's actually a pretty cool feature. Although I'm pretty sure that I learned my lesson and I won't lock my keys in the truck anyway. I've got a system that maybe I'll show you guys one day on what I do with a lock when I take it off the trailer when I'm opening the doors. But anyway, what happened was I had to go inside, drop off the bills. Fortunately, I had the bills in hand. Went inside Walmart, dropped off the bills, and then this was in Ohio, I think, and it was a weekend. There was no locksmith within, I don't know, like 50, 60 miles. And it, of course, you know, usually I get Walmart to take a long time. Of course, this was a Walmart that only took about 1 hour and 45 minutes to get the trailer unloaded. And at least I have my phone with me, so I sit outside on the curb because I can't get in my truck. There wasn't really anywhere that you could go inside. There was a driver's lounge upstairs, but there was no cell signal in the driver's lounge. So I couldn't use my phone to try and coordinate getting a locksmith. So I had to sit outside. This would have been June or July, so it was hot. I had to sit outside on this curb for several hours waiting for a locksmith to show up. And while I'm waiting, I get the call from Walmart saying, hey, your trailer's unloaded, come in and get your bills. So I go in and get my bills, and they're like, all right, you got to get that trailer out. And I said, well, it's going to be a few minutes. I can't move that trailer anywhere. And so, you know, they started getting a little frustrated about it, and the guy finally called. He called maybe 5 or 10 minutes after they told me, look, a yard dog's going to have to move this trailer, and we're going to have to start charging you. He showed up 5 or 10 minutes after they called me and told me that. And it took him maybe 5 minutes to get it open. He actually used a sort of thin metal hook and went through the side of the door, because I had tried to stop the door so it didn't fully close. It just kind of clicked just enough to lock, but I could actually, it was still open enough where I could squeeze my fingers into the crack and I could actually feel my keys. I could put my fingers through the door and I could touch my keys. That's how frustrating it was. But I couldn't pull the keys out through the door. So he got the keys out. Ended up costing me like 180 bucks, which could have been worse, because honestly, I would have paid about anything. So I was lucky that he only charged me $180. Still, $180 is a lot of money, and it's never happened to me again. So that's my check-in update here in Arizona. Hope all you drivers out there on the road are being safe, having a good day. Captain Bananas, that was a funny video. You're not alone. A lot of us have locked our keys in the truck, and I promise you, it's something you only have to experience once. It'll never happen again. So anyway, thanks guys, be safe, check in soon.